Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the life you're living isn't really yours. Every decision you've made, every sacrifice you've endured, every mask you've worn, all just to conform to what others expected of you. But inside, there's always been a voice. A silent voice, drowned out by responsibilities, the need for approval, and the fear of disappointing. Then comes a moment, a precise instant, when everything changes. It's as if a veil is torn away, and for the first time, you see reality for what it is. You've spent your life putting others first, forgetting yourself. Carl Jung said that the most important journey we can make is the one within ourselves. But choosing yourself is not easy. It means facing your fears, stopping to please others, and having the courage to say no to everything that does not reflect your true essence. And yet, it is precisely in this moment that the real transformation begins. Today, I want to take you on a profound journey. I want to show you what happens when you finally choose yourself above all else. It will not be an easy journey, but one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same again. Before you begin, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos on personal and spiritual growth. You will find content that inspires, challenges, and transforms the way you see life. And now, let's begin. There is a moment in life when, without warning, something inside you breaks. Looking at yourself in the mirror, you realize that for too long you have lived for others. You said yes when you wanted to say no. You stifled your desires to meet other people's expectations. You sought approval instead of authenticity. You adapted to be accepted, forgetting the most important person of all, yourself. And then something happens. An internal tear, an emptiness that you can no longer ignore. It is your inner self that finally makes itself heard, asking you, what if, for once, I chose me? It's a simple but powerful question, because that's when your transformation begins. Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers of modern psychology, left us a profound message. Man's fulfillment comes through the discovery of himself. Yet, this journey towards authenticity is one of the most difficult to face, because choosing yourself is not just a personal decision, it's a revolution. The first thing you'll notice when you finally decide to put yourself first is that the world around you will react. Some will look at you suspiciously, others will feel threatened by your newfound confidence. They will criticize you, tell you that you've changed, that you've become selfish. But the truth is that you haven't changed. You've simply gone back to being who you always were. The problem is that many people were used to seeing you as compliant, always ready to sacrifice yourself for their sake. Now that you have decided to say no, to set boundaries, to follow your own path without constantly seeking approval from others, their equilibrium is broken. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because your transformation forces them to look inside themselves, and not everyone is ready to do that. Jung knew it well. When you choose to live authentically, not everyone will follow you, but those who remain will be the people who see you for who you really are, not for the role you have always played for them. For years, you have sought external confirmation. You have strived to be the person that other people wanted, believing that only in this way would you obtain love, acceptance, and respect. But the reality is different. Your true strength has never been outside. It has always been inside you. When you finally choose yourself, something incredible happens. You realize that you no longer have to prove anything to anyone. You are no longer afraid of disappointing, of being judged, of not being enough. You begin to deny yourself without guilt. You stop chasing approval, and you discover that the greatest freedom is to live according to your truth. Jung spoke of individuation, the process by which an individual becomes the most authentic version of himself, not the one that society imposes, not the one that society imposes, not the one that the family expects, but the one that resonates with his soul. The greatest consequence of this process is liberation. You will feel lighter, stronger, more connected to your true nature, because for the first time in your life, you are walking in the right direction. Every choice you have made up to now has been conditioned by the need to please, by the fear of rejection, by the desire to feel accepted. But when you finally choose yourself, the past loses its power over you. You will no longer feel the need to justify who you are. You will no longer be afraid of those who do not understand your journey. You will no longer try to fill the void with the approval of others, because you will understand a fundamental truth. You are enough unto yourself. Jung said that the journey towards yourself requires courage, and that courage comes when you stop looking for answers outside and start finding them within yourself. Have you ever noticed that when you make an authentic decision, suddenly everything seems to align? New people enter your life. Opportunities that seemed impossible open up before you, and everything happens with an almost magical precision. Jung called this phenomenon synchronicity. When you choose yourself, the world responds. Energies realign, wrong situations vanish, and in their place comes what you really need to grow. It's not magic, it's the natural consequence of living in coherence with your essence. But be careful. Synchronicity does not mean that everything will be easy or that you will not encounter obstacles along the way. On the contrary, you may face moments of doubt in which the old and the new collide within you. There will be situations that will test your determination, people who will try to take you back, and old fears that will resurface. But it is precisely in these moments that you must trust what you feel. If something in your life begins to flow naturally, if doors open effortlessly, if you meet people who seem to be exactly what you needed at that moment, it is not a coincidence. It is the sign that you are on the right path, that you are finally walking in tune with your true self. One of the scariest things about choosing yourself is that at first you may feel alone. But loneliness is not an enemy. It is an opportunity to rediscover yourself, to heal your wounds, to build the life you truly desire. And then something incredible happens. You start to love your own company. You realize that you no longer need toxic people, that you no longer have to accept less than you deserve, because you have understood something fundamental: you are enough. Always. At first, loneliness can feel like a burden, a void that is difficult to fill. You may feel tempted to go back to fill that silence with old habits, or people who no longer resonate with you. But if you can resist and embrace that moment, you will realize that it is not an absence, but a new space, free, full of possibilities. That is where the real transformation begins. You will discover sides of yourself that you had never explored, forgotten passions, desires that you had put aside for too long. And the moment you stop fearing loneliness, something changes. You are no longer looking for someone or something to complete you, because you have finally understood that you are already complete. Carl Jung left us all another special message, perhaps the most powerful: who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. The life you want will not come from the outside. It will not be born from what others think of you. It will not be the result of the fear of disappointing someone. It will be the fruit of the most important decision of all, that of choosing yourself. If you feel these words resonate within you, know that this is only the beginning. The road ahead of you is still long, but it is yours. No one can travel it for you. Now tell me, are you ready to make the choice that will change your life? If this message has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs it, because the world desperately needs more people who have the courage to be themselves. Choosing yourself is an act of inner revolution. It means stopping living to please others and starting to live in coherence with who you really are. It is a journey that can be difficult at times, lonely, but that will lead you to a more authentic and meaningful life. Fear of change is natural. There will always be a part of you that will try to hold you back in the past, that will prefer the comfort of habit to the risk of transformation. But know this: remaining chained to a life that does not feel yours is much more painful than facing the unknown. Carl Jung taught that every great change happens when we find the courage to look inside ourselves, to listen to our inner voice, to embrace our shadows, and transform them into strength. There is no perfect time to begin this journey. The perfect time is now. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know exactly where this choice will take you. You just have to take the first step, a step towards you, a step towards the freedom to be who you are. If you feel stuck today, know that every great change starts with the decision to stop settling and start living for what really matters to you. If you found value in these words, leave a comment and tell me what choosing yourself means to you. Every story is unique. Every experience can inspire someone else to find their own path. Remember, life doesn't begin when everything is perfect. Life begins the moment you decide to truly be yourself. We sincerely hope that this video has been helpful and inspiring for you. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on other similar content on wisdom and spirituality. Also, if you liked this content, share it with anyone you think could benefit from it. Thank you for following us on this journey. See you in the next video.